Made the history since 2012, winning the Olympic gold. I was watching USYK winning the gold. I was watching AJ winning his gold, and being undefeated for such a long time, winning all the titles as a cruiserweight, and now with the heavyweight, he made the history. I mean, this man is something special. But you know what? We've seen, AJ was challenged. And it's always, and I remember my time, I lost 2 fights in a row, in a year, almost in a row, like within a year, 2 title fights back in 2004. And to bounce back and eventually become, one of the longest after Joe Louis reigning champions, it just still have his time, absolutely. I mean, it's all about, now how to overcome this challenge.
What's good, family? So smash the like button, subscribe and lick off the bell. So we just heard there from your mans Vladimir Klitschko. I watch USYK winning the belts. Yeah, obviously as your man there, that right there was a replay of what Klitschko had to say. Then I watch USYK, he win many belts, he love belts, I like. So again, I played the video for you, man, again. A few clips there of Klitschko talking about the AJ versus USYK fight. Now, man, I don't want to start sounding like a broken record, but obviously, I'm frustrated because we've had a lot of heads who don't know AJ say things. Like, I don't know, Roy Jones and quite a few mans who don't really have that. And I'm not saying Klitschko is deep inside AJ's camp, but they have that bond, if that makes sense. I'm waiting for someone, with actual access to AJ to sit there and say, like, if I was Klitschko, I'd have gone on there and said, make the change, you big stiff goofy. Yeah? Stop gassing the place up, Mr. Mandela. About loyalty. It's called boxing. Told you before, it's not called loyaling. Yeah? It's not called humbling. It's called boxing. All this goofy stuff he came along with, it was all fun and games, when whatever. But to be honest, I was about to say, it's all fun and games when you're winning, but it's not even when you're winning. I wasn't impressed when you was winning. I've told you before, it's not about the winning for me. It's about the performance and the effort. If you go in there with 8 out of 10 effort, and you're performing to the best of your ability, you're doing what you're made to do, who can argue with that? My issue is, you go in there, low effort, not on your job, you're doing the wrong strategy, and not putting no effort in. That's a big no-no. That's a no from YB. Yeah? That's a no from YB's coins. No doubt. How you gonna have the YB's coins down all the way bad like that? No one has the YB's coins down like that and gets away with it. That's for sure. That's one thing we do know. All the things you may get away with, I'll tell you what you're not gonna get away with. Yeah? I'll tell you one thing you won't be getting away with. It's messing with the YB's coins. No doubt. But anyway, what I was saying was, you got your man Klitschko. Now, I reported on it before the fight. Before the fight, Klitschko was playing stush. Don't forget, before the fight, or back in 2017, your man Klitschko was saying, I have recording, I have recording, USB. Yeah? He was gassing the thing up like he knew something. So he didn't put, what we know is, Klitschko said that he's going to step away from it. He don't want to get involved. He don't want to pass his secret USB recording to USYK. But USYK pushed AJ's wig back anyway. He didn't need your dead recording. Yeah, because whatever recording you had got your neck stretched. 100%. Your neck was stretched. Although, to be fair to Klitschko, he fought an AJ who was there to win. So actually, and this is really why I struggled to give USYK so much credit. Yes, he won. Yes, he did well. He did alright. But Klitschko beat an AJ who turned up, kind of thing. AJ who refused to lose. When AJ went in there with Klitschko, that for me was one of the definitions of refusing to lose. AJ could have easily said, it's the 5th round, I'm knackered, just been put down and rolled over. For example, in a way, when you look at the Ruiz rematch, or the Ruiz 1 fight, AJ arguably rolled over. He didn't refuse to lose. He was I'm rich, I made it, I'm here, I'm brand new, let me just roll over now. and get this $80 million rematch. That's what he said. He didn't refuse to lose. Same as this fight. There's not one point in the USYK fight or the Ruiz 1 fight where you see AJ say, I refuse to lose. I've seen it in the Klitschko fight. I've seen it in Dillian White fight. Yeah? But ever since AJ hit the big time, the big money, $30-40 million a pop, we ain't seen no digging deep. But anyway, I've digressed. Where I'm going with this is, I want someone close to AJ with influence. These old heads like Roy Jones and that, I guess you could say they've got influence, but I don't know. I want someone in the mix to spell it out, because what Klitschko has said here is a bit of an injustice, in as much as he's along the right lines. He's saying, oh, when I lost twice, it was the best thing for me. But what he's missing is the fact that he didn't lose twice, stay with his same dead team, and you know what I mean? Fair enough, yeah? If Klitschko lost twice, stayed with his same dead-ass team, and carried on plugging forward, fair play. But that's not what happened. Klitschko lost, and then went to join Manny Stewart. He made a key change, which changed his style. Klitschko was any bum. Anyone who turned up to fight Klitschko could have a go on him, if they had heart, if they had cardio. Now, when Manny Stewart got hold of Klitschko, they changed his style, and ever since then he was alright. Because they made a style that was suited to him, to his attributes. His chin wasn't great, his cardio wasn't great, his jab was great, his right hand was great. Let's focus on his attributes that are great. Instead, that's what makes Manny Stewart a great trainer. And that's what I've always said. If I was training athletes, you train them to their attributes. And to be honest, the sport of boxing, the way it is today, it's not even really important that you train your fighters to their attributes as such. Because look at Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's proven that in 2021, if you can have an aggressive inside fighting style, because of the lack of real trainers, because of the lack of knowledge, if you can go in there with an inside fighting style, that will beat 99% of fighters today. Look at Alvarez. Look at Avanesian. Yeah? Josh Kelly was a 2021 Fruity Tooty style. Avanesian went in there, simple, elbows in, chin down, march forward, bang away, and look what happened. Yeah? Avanesian has got a tattoo on Josh Kelly's left butt cheek, 100%. Avanesian made him get tatted up with his name on it, because you best believe Josh Kelly's cheeks are Avanesians. They ain't no one else's. That's who they are. 100%. I'd be lying to you if I said they were someone else's. That's what it is. There's no doubt about that. So, the fact of the matter is, if Tyson Fury can learn, and in fact I've got another video coming soon, Tyson Fury, his trainer, Sugar Hill, he came out and made some things. You know what I like about Tyson Fury, he said? He's willing to learn. He's willing to commit. Even though Tyson Fury ain't made for that kind of style, he got stuck into it, believed in it, and look at him now, thriving. Because that's this style, yeah, this walk forward style, 2021 fighters, they're not built for it. They're scared to get stuck in. They're Instagram fighters. They want to look cool. Look at Josh Taylor. Up until recently, when he left Shane McGuigan, that's the reason Josh Taylor cut through most of the fighters. O'Hara Davison, I'm not saying he's the best, but the point is, that style in 2021, it's hard to trump. We don't have the slicker boxers like that, who can really just piece someone up. 99 times out of 100, yeah, that Alvarez, Avanesian, that style of coming forward with your elbows tucked in is going to bust cheeks, that's for sure. For some reason, AJ, yeah, who in my opinion, athletically speaking, and by the way, it's not just me saying this, Stacey McKinley, Mike Tyson's old trainer, he said, I felt validated or vindicated for the things I've been saying. He said exactly the same thing I've been saying. As far as potential goes, there's no reason, or as far as potential goes, AJ, he should be the pinnacle of that style in today's boxing. At the moment, we look at people like Alvarez as the pinnacle of that elbows in, chin down style. But really, AJ should sit above that in terms of athletic prowess. But there's that saying, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Now, AJ working hard, he working hard in the wrong direction. So AJ, in my opinion, is more talented in terms of bare bones machinery, but he ain't using it. He's trying to run around, which he's not designed for, which is why he ends up getting gassed anyway. And that's what made Mike Tyson great again. Mike Tyson's, he actually said in his documentary that I always knew my fights had to go short because I didn't have much gas. I'd run out of gas quickly. I wasn't great at breathing. My lungs weren't great. So Mike Tyson knew I'm going to go in there for 3 to 6 rounds, and then and to be honest, even Mike Tyson in his prime, Mike Tyson would give it 6 rounds, and the last 6 would be a hugfest. But the fact that he'd dominated them so hard for 6 rounds, he'd win every round. He'd win all the time. And then in the last 6 rounds, Mike Tyson would normally throw one big shot and then fall into a clinch. One big shot, fall in, or 2 big shots, fall in. That's what he'd be doing all night. But he'd win the fight on points. 12 rounds, he'd win. You have to know what you're great at. Unfortunately, you're not an athlete who can do loads of rounds and run around. You've proven that. You got your head boxed off. What you can do is, look at the middle round, 6 and 7. You didn't even lay the hammer down, which is the crazy thing. You still wasn't putting it on him. And then rounds, he was looking worse for wears. I mean, look at his face. Klitschko's face, worse for wears. And you weren't putting it on him. So the world really, I stand by that, the world really is AJ's oyster. Doing it a particular way. But from now on, yeah, what we're not going to do, because up until this last week, yeah, I would always say, yep, AJ's unbeatable in this style. But truth be known, people, if he wants to box with Fury, if he wants to box with USYK, I'll still back him to win. Just on pure prowess. I believed AJ's athletic ability would get him through no matter what. Well, oops. He went in there with a cruiserweight. Yeah, it was a good cruiserweight, but nonetheless, this proved to me that you ain't that guy. This for me just doubled down and confirmed my initial beliefs. My initial beliefs were AJ's unstoppable to fight in this certain way. Now, because I thought he could do the best of both, I thought, yeah, well, even if I thought that the current era is so weak, he'll just be able to get through on his bottom line speed and whatnot. Well, we found out that's not the case, which is good. And this is what I believe in fate. This is what I believe when it comes to God. God don't give everyone everything. Initially, for a time, I thought he did. I thought, well, hey, you've got it all the ways. Maybe he will be able to just get through it and not put much effort in and just trying to box. We now know that's not the case, which again makes perfect sense. No one gets everything. You have to nuzzle down and dig in. God was never going to make... What, you thought God was going to make it that easy for you? Oh, well, I'm going to give you $100 million and just run around the place. No, I don't think so. You're going to have to do a bit more than that. If you want to be known as the greatest ever, you ain't going to get there by not taking a risk and trying to fanny around. If you want to be the great or one of the greats, you have to knuckle down and get stuck in. Or don't and get washed by everyone. It's up to you. That's what God's basically saying to AJ right now. Knuckle down or get washed. Your choice. Because what we're not going to do, God's saying, let me translate it for AJ. What God's saying is, what we're not going to do is have you fanning around, nicking wins, as you've been doing against Ruiz 2 and Pulev, and then trying to claim that, you know what I'm saying? That wouldn't be fair. To be able to win fights, not putting your effort in, not committing, and not putting your best foot forward. That'd almost be like a cheat code. Wow, I can make 100 million. I can beat all the fighters in the world today and not put much effort in. Wow, this is good. This is me. You know what I'm saying? And rightfully so. And I believe that's why Klitschko in the end ended up getting beat and whatnot. Because his era was just too easy for him. It looked too easy. Which is why Fury and AJ came along at the end to show that Klitschko's era really wasn't all that. Because the minute anyone with any ability in Fury and AJ stepped up, Klitschko looked pretty average. But anyway, Klitschko here. Klitschko, the changes you made, you changed your training team. Why aren't people shouting at AJ? AJ, all the greats, Lennox Lewis, Klitschko, all of them. There isn't one, I don't believe, who stayed with the same trainer from start to finish. And one thing for sure, none of them stayed with a trainer with no qualifications, an amateur trainer. Another thing as well, none of them stayed with a trainer who only gives part-time to his fighter. Part-time? This is the pinnacle of the boxing world. Should be there. This should be, it's the crazy thing. This should be all that Rob McCracken wants to do. Wait there, you got one of the best fighters in the world, one of the most potentials in the world, and you want to be doing amateur boxing? What is this? But again, I'm blaming Rob to an extent, but ultimately, the buck stops with AJ. You're the money man. You're the big manager, 258 management. You're the big dog. So, at this point, it's up to you. Do you want to be the champion of loyaling? Yeah? Because 5 years from now, 10 years from now, AJ. Sorry, 10 years from now, Anthony Mandela, Gandhi. You'll be able to sit there and say, oh, listen, people. Yes, I got washed by Fury. Yes, Fury knocked me out. Yes, USYK knocked me out in the rematch. But my name's Anthony Dalai Lama. And I proved that I can get knocked out by everyone and still shake their hand afterwards. And rub them off. And take pictures with them. And by the way, people, even though I got knocked out by Fury and all of my fans got punked by Fury fans, and all of my fans got punked by USYK fans, don't worry, fans, because at least you lot have got a load of pictures of me stroking Fury off after he knocked me out. So at least I'll be able to win the Nobel Peace Prize for being the most moist boxer in the last 50 years. You best believe that as well. If anyone can solve, maybe that's AJ's greater purpose. Maybe he's supposed to solve all the differences in the world. Yeah, all the differences between people in the world. Maybe AJ's supposed to unify that and just show that. Listen, no matter what's going on, even if you get knocked out, you can still suck the person off who abused you. Yeah. No matter who violates you, no matter who Me Too's you, you can still blow them off in a picture and hug up to them afterwards. Maybe that's what AJ's purpose is, to show that in the world we should all be super moist. And be super excited to get punked. And be super grateful. The way that AJ was hugging and kissing USYK after the fight, he was grateful to get punked. Oh, thank you, USYK, for punking me. Thank you, USYK, for blowing the YB's coins. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with you? Fix up. Because what we know is, if no one else ain't going to tell you, it'll be the YB. Because I ain't no fangirl. Yes, even in this video, I've said that I believe you're at the top. But I ain't no fangirl. Your fangirls would like me to sit here and say, oh, are you going to come back? What's that BS cliche? Oh, a major fall for a major comeback. Well, that goofiness. I ain't doing that. What do you think this is? My name ain't Skins. Yeah? My name ain't whatever other goofies you got in your team. My name ain't Goofy 258. Yeah? This is the YB. Don't tell no lies. No doubt. So fix up, change your team, or you'll be known as Anthony Dalai Lama Gandhi. That's your name, 100%. It ain't going to change either. Yeah? Yeah? So all them years I bet you logged into the YB and you heard Anthony, the landlord. You ain't hearing, listen, you best favourite and save them videos, because you won't be hearing no more landlord. Your new name's Mandela, Gandhi, Dalai Lama. Yeah? Because you moist. All the way moist you is. So fix up. Who do you want to be? Do you want to be landlord or do you want to be Gandhi? Make your choice. No doubt.